Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in this world. My name's Jade, and this is How to App on iOS. And today we are taking a look at ShapeStage by Cem Olcay. It's going to get a little bit weird in here, just like my house at the moment. So let's urge. Hello and welcome to the show. My name is Jade and this is How to App on iOS. And as always, I hope you're doing okay. Woo. Am I alive? What's going on? I hope you're all doing really, really good. Yeah, that was really hard today. We had a massive day. Me and Bradley, we went on a massive journey. And I did warn this young man. So if you don't know, Brad Example, amazing artist, somebody who's been around all the music communities here for a long time, super talented, weirdo guy, good friend, is staying with me up until the 24th. He's been here for almost a week. Not well, yeah, it's wild. And there's a few things on his checklist he's really wanted to do, and we tried to combine all of those into one day yesterday. That was go to the beach, have dinner somewhere, and then play at an open mic night. And I did warn him that I live out in the sticks, and it's a big journey, and if you don't know Brad's health issues, he can't walk very far. Like walking from my lounge room out to the front door is enough to wipe him out for the day. So he braved it, getting in an Uber, going on a train, which totally destroyed his hips. His hips, what happens is his hip goes out and it's really painful. So you may have heard us talking about him being a chemist and all this as a joke and all that, but it's the amount of painkillers he needs because his hip slides out. He can't walk. But, man, what a journey. Train, then a tram into the St Kilda beach, and we sat on the beach and he swam in the water, and we went and had dinner at the SB, and unfortunately the last part of it we couldn't fulfill because the venue was unorganised dickheads who take bookings online and didn't register our booking, and it was full up, so we couldn't perform. And I felt like absolute shit, but I know I tried everything I could. You can't help other people who can't see through, hey, this guy's virtually a cripple and it's taken us hours to get here. And he's like, so whatever. So we come home, and then last night he went on his channel and he performed live. But you know what? You should go and check that live performance. I think it's called Midnight something. Go and watch it. I was in tears. It was probably the most beautiful Brad Example performance I've ever seen. It's amazing what happens when you sit somebody in a studio that has I can create such a nice environment and sound for someone, and they just play from their heart. And because they've got no other worries about checking buttons and does their sound all right. And holy shit, that show last night was really moving. The Midnight Special, it was called. Thank you guys for posting the link. It was just something to see. It only goes for 30 minutes. It was incredible. And, you can sit here and boo-hoo over things being a loss, not getting to perform there. But let me tell you something. We hung around there for a little while and watched some of the artists. I would have rather poured battery acid in my ears than stay any longer than the first 3 acts. That was a crime. That was such a crime, letting such talentless fucking losers up there. I've not heard such terrible music in a long time. Fucking hell. And we went down there, so Brad, I did say to Brad, I'm like, listen, let's go down there. You can see it if you want. And we sat there and Brad watched like 2 songs of one of these, 3 songs, 2 from one artist and 1 from another, and just looked at me and was like, let's get the fuck out of here. It was so bad. It was so bad. Like, fuck me. Oh, I'm still like traumatized from how talentless these fucks were. But instead, look, you can write you can be upset about it or take a look at the positives. He got to go to St Kilda Beach and swim in the beach He hasn't been to the beach in over 20 years. It's amazing. It's amazing. And yeah, I'll not take that level, Audible, and like raise it 1,000. Fucking so much worse. She's like fucking Celine Dion compared to... So there you go. Horrible. Horrible. I really wanted to run up on the stage and just take the guitar out of this dude's hand and go, no, never again. You poor little guitar. The things you've been put through. Horrible. I can't even say. But yeah, to see him swim in the beach was just incredible after, over 20 years of never seeing the beach. So lots of good stuff came out of it. He is knackered. He's unconscious, asleep. He could be asleep for a long, long time. And yeah. All right, we got stuff to cover today. I got a little bit of extra time because no one's following me because of the time changes. Hello to you all. Thanks for joining me. Let me do some hellos. Ed B. Metal, Ali, Thomas Christ, Audible Video, Pause and Guitars. I have an idea. What's going on, baby? The Leela-verse. Doug Kidder, I'll be in contact with you soon, Doug. Sorry, I saw your message and yesterday was so crazy with Brad. We'll talk about next week if you're up for it. So I'll shoot you a message back. Jamie Melander, dude. Queen Savage Alpha, hello. Who else do I see who I may have missed? Lawcat, love you lots. Ed Zielinski, Brad is music, mate. He sure is. You can write a song and I swear, sitting in the same room with Brad and he just sings this song and you wipe tears from your eyes. You don't understand. The dude he was too good to play at that venue, I'm telling you, man. It would have been the most underappreciated bag of fucking debacle ever. So to come home and get on here and play in front of 9 people, but put on an incredible performance is so much better in my opinion. Hugh, g'day to you. Shout out to Chili, mate. Hope you're doing all right, man. Whole lot of us are going through some shit at the moment, including my good friend Cold Acre. So next time you see Cold Acre, tell him you love him, you give a shit, because he's a good dude. All right, we're going to get into this. Sorry I've taken up the start of this show. I do love you, little cat. There you go. All right, we got Barry Glenn. I think I said hi to you, maybe. All right, if you're watching on the replay too, hello. Thanks for hanging out and dealing with the little schmozzle, little talk at the start, blah, blah, blah. We're going to get into it. Cem Olcay has dropped a brand new app, and we love Cem here on this channel. Cem consistently puts out very unique and interesting apps. A lot of his apps were in this Bud series, very generative. They all kind of feed off each other, very intertwined, similar look and feel to them. A great series, but as of recently, it looks like Cem's starting to break away from that mold and start to delve into a whole new set of apps, and the look of the apps have changed as well. I like the new look, but I'm a sucker for black. Black is the new black. It's everything. Just take your colors and piss off. So I am getting really bored with that very, that typical iOS grey aesthetic that a lot of people use. So it's good to see Cem move to a darker palette background. Same with 4Pockets. They've moved to that darker palette as well too. Much more pleasing to my eye. That grey kind of is just a bit boring. That's my opinion. So I'm going to say that before we get into the app. Jeremy Dishaw, g'day to you. So let's open this up and tell you how much it is and all that stuff. $6.99 for this wonderful little app. Is it going to be for everybody? I don't think so. I think it's very strange, very unique, probably really interesting for soundscaping and all this kind of stuff, droning and horror and all that kind of stuff. Not everybody's into that, you know what I mean? So I think used very minimalistic. It could be used for some, generic kind of music, but I think for the most part it's this morphing stuff that is going to be more suited for really avant-garde kind of stuff. Just my opinion. I'm sure somebody will make something with it that doesn't. It is completely pop music, whatever. I don't know, $6.99. It's an effect, yeah. So it also, as I scroll down and give you the info, works on your Mac as well. So that is good news. You've got it across iPhone, iPad, and your Macaroni. Okay, I've got a little project here to open up. And I've only got it running on 2 things in this little project, but we'll get down to it and show you how it all works in a second. We've got some noise, space over here, a bit of bass. Of course, we've got Playbeat 4 because it just is the GOAT. I love it. Synth Master, a couple of scalers just to give us some chords. And let's hit play. I'll shut up. Let's ja. Alrighty. So I'm just going to take this, what we have here, and get into this. So let's open this up for you and run through what's going on in this. I'm going to hit the default here. So we've got a little default patch. Now, interestingly enough, there are no presets that you can access that I can see from a standalone point of view. But when you're in AUM, there's presets over here in the little check up the top here. So remember, this is an effect, so it goes into the effects slot. It's not an instrument. So in Logic or Cubasis, wherever you're putting it, it goes in as an effect, not an instrument. I say it doesn't make any sound, but I'm going to show you something with my iPhone, which I found really interesting yesterday. So now my little default thing is moving around. We've got some kind of movement there. And I'm going to show you why that is. I think I went over my default patch here. So I actually went over it. So you've got these stages across the top, and they are decided by this little arrow here. First, I'm going to go in here and just make sure we've got no, let's go over here and just delete this. Yep, see you later. Thank you very much. Okay, so you've got these 4 stages across the top, and you can drag the slider between them. So you've got A, B, C, and D. Or alternatively, you can take your finger and touch B, C, and D, and it'll move and light up, yeah? So these 4 stages are what you can morph these effects between. So, for example, if you look, see how I move this to C, and you can see how this has changed, this drift. So when I bring it here, but to A, it's back down here. So I'm going to bring all this back to the center. So we'll bring this down to about there, come to C, bring this down to about halfway point, like so. So it's pretty close anyway, like that. And now when I drag these between, it's only moving a little bit, yeah? I can even just bring this down to that line, Right. See, we'll bring that down to the line. I'm just dragging this with my fingers, you can see. Or you can do it with your mouse, completely up to you. And now we have these 4 sections, and that is just staying completely stagnant. So what are these effects? We have a drive, and then we have a shape for the drive, so to shape that drive. Over here we have a drift. So this is kind of like a warble or a drift, yeah, like you'd get with one of those warbly kind of destroy sound kind of things. And this also, next to it is a motion. So this is like a delay. And the flow is a modulation for the motion, for the delay. So to modulate that. Also, we have a width. So we can spread the width here, and then we have some texture here on the end. So the idea is, and I'll start off first with the drift because it's the easiest to hear what's going on. I will move this to B and then turn this up a little bit. And then we'll move it to C and then turn up a little bit more. And then we'll take it to D and put it all the way up. So now when I move through these, you can see it's going all the way from here, all the way up. So now if I hit play on this sound that we have, so you can hear what goes on. So between those morphs, now you can put this anywhere you want. So we could bring C down, so it ends up back down here, and then D not all the way to the top, kind of maybe about there. So when we morph this through, it goes up and down, and you can change this to be whatever you want. Wild. But hello, Brad's mum has become a ward warrior. Welcome aboard, Mum. He's fast asleep. Yesterday wiped him out. Brutal day. Okay, so, but what good is that if I have to move my finger? Well, you can modulate all of this. So we've got 3 sections here. We'll go back to the effects. So these buttons over here dedicate your settings down the bottom first. So we can set MIDI triggers. So we can trigger a note. Envelope generators, we can trigger the note for the envelope generators. We can change the knob style, all of that stuff. Which MIDI channel this is going. There is a tutorial. Be aware. Tutorial, you'll need to open it up in standalone version. It's a very quick tutorial. It's a very standard tutorial that Cem uses for his apps. If you find a bug, folks, please do this. Feedback. There's a little button there that says feedback. Hit the feedback button in the app and then send a bug report. Don't leave a review on the App Store. That sucks. Right, so here's our main screen. Underneath, these are all of the modulations that we can have here. So we have 3 LFOs. We have 2 envelope generators, and we have an envelope follower. And then lastly, we have a global. So this is just a global gain, and it has a dry and wet mix. It's automatically turned to wet mix. You can modulate any of these and send them wherever you like. This page here, this second page that we're on now, this is not where you send the destinations out. This is just where you decide the rate, the phase, all that kind of stuff for each of them, because that button is underneath here with the little X. Once we click this, you are given this little modulation connections page, and you can add here as many modulations as your little heart desires. It really doesn't matter. Go 100, who cares, whatever, just do it. Click the plus and you can add a modulation from here. You've got destinations, so you can go to LFO 1, 2, 3, or your envelope generator or your envelope follower. So all those options are there. And you can send these out to different places. So morph will be a complete morph between all of them, yeah, or most of them. We'll cover that in a second. You can set morphs between stage A and specific effects. So you could come in and just say stage A motion be the thing that, or stage A flow or drift. You could say LFO and a particular thing here, yeah? So just a particular phase or just the rate. So LFO 1, just the rate will be, so quite in depth, yeah, to come in here, just the dry wet mix, your envelopes, so just the attack or decay or release of the envelope generators or the envelope follower. So you can really go crazy and finite this thing down. We've currently got LFO rate 1. And of course, this is where you would turn it on, how much percentage you want it to run. And you can tell if it's on because there's a little on button. If it's off, it's not running. If it's on, it's running. You want to delete it, hit delete, a question mark pops up, click again, and it's gone. This is how easy it is to set up these. So we'll come in and we'll do this LFO again. We'll do LFO 1 rate and come over here. And so you can already see over here, the little rate is starting to move. And we can control the rate from here. And let's come back over here, just turn this up. So now we should have that moving. Let me go back over here. It's on, everything's good. LFO rate. Why is it not moving now? Oh, because I've got to turn it on, don't I? That would help. No? Yes? Get it together. I'm just going to go. So I've changed that to morph just quickly. And you can see what's going on there. We've got some morphing happening. Now, hopefully that's not my sound card and I have to reboot this. Oh, man, it's been a morning already. All right, let's hit play again. I think we'll try loading that instrument again, shall we? Yay, fun times. Synth Master, let's just go with Nerd Synth for now. Hey, Falcro. We'll shoot this over to Nerd Synth. Now you'll see that is a lot of fiber. I'm not sure if it's, I should check. Let's just do this. Because I've had some problems with my iPad today. It's been a thing. It's been a thing, folks. Let me tell you, it's been a thing. Let me come in and just hit the default. Good gracious me. No, that's right. My default. Let's clear this out. I don't know why I've got all this going. Just delete this. Connections. We got this set up to there. Oh, man, get it together, Jade. Let's recover this thing. So I'm going to come in here and clean these out again. Let's just double tap all of these. Bring these back here. In back there for you. There we go. We're all back at the start. Wicked. All right, let's do a morph now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go from point A. Let's go to point B. And we'll move it up a bit. We'll move it up a bit more. And then we'll move it up a bit more. Now we're coming to add these modulations back. So add our modulation. We'll set a morph, LFO1, turn it up, come back over here. We're going to slow this rate down a little bit. And the reason you are hearing that is because this does change the pitch. So that slow morph, if we speed this up, so what you're seeing right now is, if you notice this LFO, it's only going from here and back. It's not going the full length. And I'll explain to you why that is happening. So in our settings here, we have this section here. So this can change from logarithmic, uni, and once we change this to uni, watch, this will now go, or it should go. Is it that one? Man, am I having a day today or what? Oh, it's running so fast, that's why. Let's slow that down a bit. Just going to sync it and hit play. So I only get a little bit of movement. There we go. Are we in minus? Is that what I'm... Fuck it, what's going on today? I'm in minus. There we go. Jesus, Jade, get it together. Sorry, guys. It's very early. Yesterday was a big day. So now we have this full movement across here. But let's cover something else. So we've got drive here. I'm going to, at the drive here, bring this down. So we're on A, and I'm going to move this up here, the drive to about there. We'll bring the drive down again. We'll go C and bring the drive right up. And we'll go B here, bring our shape up a little bit. We'll bring this shape down a little bit. We've got a motion. I'm going to add some texture to this as well. So we'll go B, add some texture. And now you should start to see all this modulate as we go across. So if I start from A, now if I add in some motion, this is the delay, and we'll bring this up over here, drive that up. Over here, we'll bring the delay down a bit, add some of this filter, and lastly, we'll add some spread. Again, now this is why I said it's probably not going to be for everybody. And I think this works best on textures and stuff like that, in my opinion. Of course, we can change the dry wet mix and bring in a mixture of the original sound down the bottom here. We can change the shape of this LFO. As we move it, you'll see it morph. We can change the phase of this. Let me just change the rate of this to a 16th. So it starts in a different position. And we can unsync this as well too. So this is currently sunk to the DAW. And what edge right here, if you're using melodic stuff, you really only want to do light movements. I'm going very extreme here just to show you how extreme it can go. So that was our LFO. Now we can also add let's add another thing up here. So we can hit plus. You can delete these at any time. We're going to send this one to the envelope generator, and you can send this to wherever you want. The dry wet mix. So we got by, plus minus. We got uni. So these are the options here. I'm going to leave this on uni plus, turn this up a little bit. So this will now be going to our wet mix with the envelope follower, the envelope generator, and that's over here. And you can see here's our wet mix ready. And we can loop this so it kind of works like an LFO. We also have an envelope follower down here, which we'll add into this. Let's add an envelope follower. And I'm going to send this to the morph. Now let's turn back on our LFO. It does sound like racing cars, doesn't it? And the thing is too, if you move this anywhere around, so you're getting that delay because of this motion here, that's the delay that's dragging out in the end. We can drag this wherever we want and it will start from that position. So you can see now it's starting from here and going back. Let's go into that LFO and change this to so as I said, there are some presets in here. I'm going to quickly jump through those. All right, let's find a sound in here. Something that's got some, yeah, some noises like that. So this is noise space. And we'll show you what these presets do. So it's essentially taking this to is a wide stereo preset. And you can see what's happening by these little representative of this line as it moves through the morphing stage. What's being animated. Harmonic enhancer. I love with this one how it takes the sound and it's actually created a rhythm from it. Okay, so those are your presets. I'm going to put it on something melodic again and try and be as minimal as possible and just run through the effects individually so you can hear what they do, because you can also use this as just effects. If you just like the effects in there as well, you don't need to morph. You don't need to go crazy. I'm just going over the top to give you, let's throw it on a piano because a piano will expose always lots of stuff. And we'll send this out here, just generate something, boom, boom. So there is your middle. It's right halfway through there. If you want to bring it back for this shape. So So think of it more like a pitch shifter than anything else. Now we are back at the middle. I'm going to save this as a default. I think I've saved over my default. There we go, that's much better. I did that yesterday, I saved over my default. So, drive. There's your drive. And then we can change the shape. So think of it like a saturator. Motion. Is a delay, and you can see the milliseconds up the top when I turn this up. And this flow is the modulator for this delay. Spread, width, you can hear that go up as we turn it up. Texture. You can hear we're getting this noise underneath there. So let's go in here and move this to B. We'll bring in some of that texture and a bit of drive. So there's our morph, there's our shape. And in fact, on C, we'll drop down a tiny little bit here. And now we can actually create some connections here. I'm going to sync this first LFO. Let's add in a second LFO on LFO 2. And we'll use this motion what did I say that was for? Motion B. I just love the absolute and utter chaos this is. It's so destructive. Forest of the Wolf, g'day. We didn't run an ad, did we? It's so destructive. There's so much weird shit. You can go down so many paths with this. I mean, I've only got 2 of these connected. You can create so many of these and just go bonkers. We'll do it. We'll take this even further. I need to run an ad. I forgot to do it today. You can avoid the ad. We'll do the ad quickly. What is it? 45 past. You can avoid the ad by becoming a YouTube Premium subscriber and all that jazz, or just skipping the ad and we'll be back. I need to let you know what's coming up over the next couple of days. Hey. Where are we? What is going on today? We are looking for this thing. This is happening tomorrow. Pro Q4 from Fab Filter. We are taking a look at this tomorrow. Very exciting stuff. It's pretty sensational. I remember when it dropped, I was like, is that all? And then I started playing with it and was like, oh, that's not all. That's a lot of stuff in there. It's pretty good. It's definitely worth the upgrade if you are a Pro Q user, Fab Filter user. If you got the bananas to pay for it, you know what I'm saying? You got to have the bananas. And then on Thursday, US UK time, Russ is coming back on. We're giving you all an update of the Music for Life charity album. Just to reiterate a few things for people, we've got like 17 or 18 entries so far, so we want you to keep going. So Russ will come on, we'll give you a big update. That is happening on Thursday, Friday, US UK time. And then, of course, Rock and Roll Road stories continue this week with me and Brad if he ever gets out of bed today. Poor little fella. So, yeah, we'll be talking about, last week we talked about sex. This week we'll be talking about drugs. So come and join us for that. It's not for the faint of heart, let me tell you. What indeed. Okay, let's build on top of this. Let's add some kind of weird textures and stuff. I don't know. Let's add like an input, no input mixer, because that's kind of got no movement. No input mixer. We'll throw this in here just for some texture, and we'll grab like a preset, so like a drone. And instantly you can see what it does for this. So you can just come in here and move it to a certain point and then just draw something in, right? Take this down here, hit C, bring that right up, hit B, take this one down, and alter all of this very easily. But what's it sound like on drums, I hear you say? Well, let's try it. I'm going to load up Playbeat 4. And we'll use some experimental drums from our AI section. So I'm just going to find out what's going on with these drums. Let's just solo these. Find out where that note is. I think it's this note here. So we can come in with this note here as well. And we can change this. Let's do this. What were we in? We're over here. Minor. So here we are on drums. Let's add in some delay to this. So I'm going to B. We're going to bring this back down, add some shape to it. And let's throw in some morphing. That's more like it. So the other thing to remember is that all of the parameters are open within this. So in Logic and here in AUM, every single thing is open, right? So you've got so much you can come in here. You can LFO the LFOs. You can LFO virtually every single thing from outside and inside. So you've got heaps of control to go nuts. As I said, it's not going to be a musical thing for everybody, but I'll tell you what, it's going to be awesome for, again, drones, all that kind of stuff, horror stuff. So this one I've just added here is going to our dry wet mix. $6.99 on the App Store for this very, very unique, demented Cem Olcay app. Rad stuff. All right, we'll get out of here for today. Thanks for hanging out, and sorry I'm so tired today. It was a big day. We'll be back to normal tomorrow and all that kind of jazz. Because today, me and Brad are working here in the studio recording a song. So Brad's written a song that I'm going to sing on, and we're going to do harmonies and stuff, and we're going to use that for our Music for Life contribution. And we start recording here today because lastly, we'll go out with this today. Let me... Yesterday, this happened. This is the thing. Let me just, thanks for hanging out today. If you're watching on a replay, cheers, hit the subscribe, do all that kind of stuff. It definitely helps and all that jazz. You ready? Let me show you what happened yesterday. I think I can, I don't need to say anything. I can just play the video. Okay, it arrived. So it didn't come in a container. Sativa. There it is. Ghost train hands.
Medical grade
control
things.
Drug.
Now, I probably can't show it. Oh, there you go. That's enough. I think we've shown enough of it there. So that is what we're going to do today, and we're going to record some music. Medical grade Uchi Mama. All right. We'll see you tomorrow, yeah? Hey, Matt. Puff, puff, pass. It's been a while. It's been a while. All right. Do the things that make you happy, folks. Mistakes make you better, and we'll all rise together. Stay awake. And let's...